When I was building the Polk Hybrid, I did not have any kind of dust collection. It was the first time I built something on a large scale like this that produced that much dust. It was a horrible experience dealing with all that dust, and it's one thing I highly recommend you put a lot of thought into first if you're thinking about getting into this woodworking thing. Luckily, I had RZ Masks help me out for the first part of the fish tank miter station build. They sent me a few of their masks and it really helped. Then Rockler came to the rescue and sent me the Dust Right wall mount system, and that helped a ton. I really got to give thanks to both RZ Masks and Rockler for their help. Here I'm just putting the Dust Right system together. There's not much to it, a couple brackets here and there, some nuts, bolts and screws, and a wall mount plate. I decided to put it on the corner of the garage right by the door. I'm usually working with the garage door open, so any little dust that may escape just goes right outside. Plus the miter station is on the same side of the wall, so the piping is minimal and fairly easy. I installed the 5 micron replacement bag. This is actually an add-on, which means it does not come with the system. The bag it comes with is a 30 micron. That's not good. So make sure to get the 5 micron if you get the system. After that, I install the flex hose. I'll be cutting this to size later when the 2-stage system is in place. And now for a real quick test. Now I'm going to convert this into a 2-stage system. For this you'll need 2 4-inch tool ports, which I got from Rockler, a dust collection separator, which I got from Amazon, a 32-gallon trash container, which I got at Home Depot, and 2 4-inch PVC pipe connectors, which I also got at Home Depot. The tool ports won't fit perfectly in the holes, so to get it to fit I just use my drill sander to sneak the fit in. Then I attached the 4-inch pipe connectors, and the reason I did it this way was to be able to easily remove the flex hose from the 2 ports later. Now I'm going to make it all fit on the trash can. And this was a bit of a challenge because I could not find a trash can with a hole big enough for the separator to fit in. It was either too big, too small, or the exact same size as the case with this trash can. So what I did was use the actual lid from the trash can. It fit perfectly, so I just cut the top part of the lid off with a Sawzall. It didn't quite fit the first time, so I removed a little bit more, this time with a jigsaw, because for some reason it was just easy to remove the rest of it with it. And that is a perfect fit. Now it's time to put everything together. I just roughly measured and cut the flex hose to length, making sure to leave enough slack for movement. And I did the same thing for both sides. For the piping, I'm not going to get into much detail about it as there's a ton of video out there with better info on this. Plus, this section really depends on your shop setup, your tools, and your overall needs. And in the review video, I'll go into more detail on what I did for this section. I will, however, show you how I made the floor sweep. It was pretty simple actually. I just used scrap pieces of wood to build it. I used the actual dust port to measure the hole and to come up with the overall dimensions for the floor sweep. Then I ripped it to width on the table saw and cut it to length on the miter saw. I cut the ends at a 22.5 degree angle. I clamped the piece down and started to cut the hole. And after cutting the hole and measuring the dust port, I realized that the opening wasn't a circle. It was actually a square. What an idiot. It's okay, nothing that can't be fixed. I tapped it down just with screws, no glue whatsoever, and this is just to make it easier to replace later for whatever reason. For the sides, I also used scrap pieces of wood. I cut one end at a 22.5 degree angle. I took it to the dust board to measure out the end piece and then cut that piece off also at a 22.5 degree angle. And I did the same thing for the other side and the back piece. Then I glued all the pieces together and tapped it down with brad nails. And lastly, I attached a flex hose on both ends and just did a real quick test. And that's it, folks. That completes this project. It wasn't all that bad. It took about half a day to do, so I'm pretty happy with the results. In the next video, I'll be doing a full review of my dust collection system. So make sure to subscribe to be notified when the next video is published. Share this video, give it a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. And come over and say hey on my Instagram. With that said, peace, I live it for free, and I'll see you on the next.